Hey there, Thug00 here, and today I think we'll be going into the city town of Sammamish, just south of Lagos, in order to sort of update things to reflect the reality of the new development up north. Yep, so more or less what I'm planning to do first is to extend the new avenue connection that's over here down to the main east-west road on the east side of the river over here. And I'm also thinking of perhaps widening that road for a distance and creating a new bridge over the river in place of a ferry that's currently there, since well, the ferry ports downriver in Lagos have largely been replaced by bridges, so seems like a logical thing to do since the ferry system is shrinking and less useful than it was before anyway. And this, if I were to extend to connect these two east-west arterial roads, it would also be a reflection of how this one is much wider and continues for a couple city tiles, so it would be a natural place to build that kind of thing. The things I was thinking... Yeah, well, that's actually just about it for what I was thinking of doing in this video. Although, as far as eventual plans, I'm intending to actually build a whole new city in this tile. Sort of partially as a suburb to Lagos, but also as a counterpart in its own right, with its own different kind of economic sphere going on. And I might be able to get started on that today, we'll see. I'm planning for its downtown to probably be either where the existing main center of Sammamish is over here, or if not, just across the river. Likely one of the major downtown intersections, if I do that, will be the one I'll be creating today with the new avenue connection. Yeah, so all in all, should be an interesting episode. As I've definitely expressed elsewhere, retrofits are probably my favorite part of this game. So, well, that's almost the kind of the reason why I built this huge rural region, was just because I anticipated, because I thought it would be more fun that way, you know, to have this kind of lower intensity style land use going on everywhere that you have to work around, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far. Anyway, from the length of this loading screen, you'd probably not even believe that I have an SSD, but well, that's the times, I guess. Wonder if it would speed things up if I put my CPU priority in high. I think I'm gonna do that real quick. Alright, I just set my CPU priority to real time. And before I get to work on the other side of the river, I think I might as well explain what my plans are for this area. As you can see, there's some new stuff going on. Notably, the north-south highway through central Lagos kind of stretches around through here. It transitions into the main boulevard through the town over here. And someday I probably want to extend this highway much further as a, you know, expressway grade road. But there's still enough left to be determined right now that I don't think I'm in too much of a hurry. Yeah, this is where I would have to build the bridge. Could be quite a difficult endeavor unless I curve it around a bit. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do, frankly, but yeah, we'll have to see about that. Alright, so there's already kind of a north-south road going not too far from the route of the avenue I'm trying to extend. Let's see if we can't find that avenue. Well, let's see how far this... Yeah, this looks like it right here. So, could probably do this just by demolishing some farmland. I think that's how it'll have to be. I forget what kind of road it is on the other side, but I think I'm gonna assume it's a road 4. Whoops. That's not quite the right placement for this kind of thing. And it doesn't even work if I don't have the starter piece yet, so I'll just get that out of the way. Oop, get rid of that too. I want the neighbor connection arrows to show. Just a pet peeve of mine. I know it can be functional even if they don't, but if I don't have sort of the visual confirmation, it's something that in my mind is worth fixing. Alright, there's the starter piece. Might as well do the neighbor connection piece as well while we're at it. Yeah, that looks right. Now, alright. Looks like things are cooperating just fine. It's a graphical bug though, damn. It's been pretty bad in the last few episodes, hasn't it? Huh. Just trying to think right here. Yeah, it looks like things should work fairly well if we just take out the 50 feet to the right or the east side of the roadway over here. Seems like less will be demolished that way in general. Could probably stand to get rid of that. Whoops. And looks like we can't replace that zone until the road is there. Alright, got it though. That can be redeveloped, as can this farm. And also this one. And then over here, this connection can be rethought. Alright. So, let's start drawing this out. Might as well just do it up to the street for now, and we'll figure out where it will go from there. Well, looks like we're going to have to demolish these bus stops first. Can't say I'm surprised. Might as well replace it right away, though. If anything, I'm surprised there was only one bus stop to demolish. Alright, so let's get this set. Oof, game is being quite slow here. You know what? I might be able to improve performance quite a bit if I turn off shadows really quick. So let's see if I can't do that. Except, alright. Now let's see if things will be a little bit less choppy. Well, the shadows should disappear in good time, I guess. Alright, so yeah, there was this road to figure out, huh? I think that we'll just have to have an intersection like this. Whoop. That grade isn't going to work, though. Alright. Just have to raise the terrain a slight amount right there. This was all built before I got my new Snope mod, so that probably has something to do with the fact that some of these grades are being obstreperous. Wonder what I should do here. Maybe it could have its own little sort of road area. Or, you know, I guess you'd call that its own little private drive. Alright, so to continue this road southward, it's actually very close to the existing 2-lane highway leading to Lagos. I might end up just rerouting that highway a bit, now that I think about it. Yeah, that might actually make a lot of sense. Okay, so without thinking any further, might as well just get into it. Whoop. This roadway will continue through this sort of gap I left. And one of the big reasons I leave those gaps between farms is because I anticipate that it will be likely that there will be need for future rights of way between them. So I'm just going to continue demolishing this highway real quick. Yeah, that's good enough, I guess. Making sure to get it all. And this looks kind of funny how the intersection is at an angle here. Yeah, I mean, it made sense at one point when basically all the development in this tile was on the other side of the river, and they would be taking a boat in order to get to Lagos from this direction, but nowadays I don't think so. Yeah, so I think we'll be doing something else right there. Something along these lines. And unfortunately, fractional angle will not be possible here if I make this roadway a street. Well, let's see how far I could go doing a diagonal from this direction. Well, it does get rid of some nice seasonal trees, but it does appear to work. Now here's more of a traditional diagonal. And I think I could have this road meet the old highway at a diagonal. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look so good actually. So how about if I do it like that? Yeah, it looks just fine. And it should be safer too. Okay, now let's stretch this highway on through here. Now we're going to be wanting an intersection right around here. And now we've got to figure out a way to make these roads meet. So I want to look at the length of this and sort of see what it does. And it looks like it already has a few diagonals, so I'd like to use some fractional angle here. I wonder what would happen if I had one straight segment on each side. Okay. I could see this working. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad, does it? Yeah, I think people should learn to be just fine with that. And it is kind of a major intersection, but I think I'll hold off on tulips for the moment. Okay, so now that we've got that covered, we can get the next major east-west artery taken care of. And I think I might be just getting rid of these farms over here altogether. Instead, we'll have some kind of urban development in the area. Whoop. That could probably use fixing. Okay, so I sort of got my first goal for this video taken care of. Now, the next step is not even probably, it's definitely to build a new bridge. So where should I do this? Over here would be great. I'm gonna just demolish this stuff for now. If it turns out that the demolition was unneeded, I can always rebuild. I'm gonna retain a bit of a cliff over here. See if that will facilitate some bridge construction. Now, unfortunately, it's likely to be quite difficult in order to get a bridge over the street. Can I even have the street like this? No, it's way too steep. So, given that fact, I think we're just going to get rid of this axis altogether. Maybe in real life, I would be able to find a way to replace it with a pedestrian stairwell, but I'm not exactly sure how I'd find that here in some city. Okay, well, we do want a bridge, but definitely not this type, because that looks pretty ugly. Just a plain avenue bridge? Or could we use something a little bit more special? Yeah, stone arch should be fine, or let's see what our other options look like. Frankly, I think the stone arch is where it's at. Now, unfortunately, it's not letting me... I'd rather have it symmetrical and look a little bit weird than asymmetrical. Over here, definitely looks like we're getting rid of this intersection. Now let's see how much space we're going to need to get a good looking diagonal in there. This looks like a solid bet. So we could probably use a new starter piece. Actually, let's just try to drag it from this way. See? Oh, yep, sure enough, even without a starter piece. That's beautiful, isn't it? And there's just enough space for it to retain itself. Nice. Not really enough for another intersection here, though, but that's okay. So one thing we might be able to do over here is make a bit of a gradual curve. Probably get rid of that stuff. yeah, I think that fixing things up this way should work just fine. So, now to extend the road as a wide one for a bit further. I'm gonna need to demolish everything along one side of this highway. I'm trying to decide which side that should be. And of course, there are a few considerations that have to be made, but I think I'm going to demolish the north side. Yep. I think that after this high-tech looking farm, say, the road will go back to being narrower. Now all these houses and everything are going to have to go. Don't worry, I'll be building replacement zones. Now one thing I have the opportunity to do, because the way I'm doing this is to... Well, as you can see before, I sort of made a very uneven looking border between these two farms. Now I can kind of even that out that I'm demolishing one. So that's pretty cool. So let's see how that would work best. Yeah, maybe just a simple diagonal. Yeah, like that. And could probably also afford to make a gap between them, but I don't think so. Okay. A couple other considerations that have to be made are bus stops. And, well, that's the only one I was thinking right there, even though I said a couple considerations. Oof, that's not right. God, why doesn't that one face the way I point it? Usually bus stops don't give me too much problems, but I guess they do. Okay, and now that I do that, it gives me the fence instead of the hedge. Well, at least now it's alright. Another bus stop to demolish over here. Oh yeah, I had that one originally correspond to the highway, so I could probably stand to replace it right here. Except, of course, I want it to be facing the wider road so buses have more room to pull over. Okay. So, no, these two narrow farms are extremely small. Could probably stand to combine them. So let's see about that. Alright, looks good. Okay, so from here, might as well place my starter piece. Where should I put it? Maybe over here? Ooh, that looks like a gift. Guess I'll be replacing that. Let's demolish the starter piece. At least I hope I got it there. and extend this further to the end of where I said I would have it. Now I could use the RHW transition, which is a bit more gradual, but maybe not today. It does look kind of silly on the regional transportation view, although it looks just so ugly like that I feel like I have to have it. So let's go to our transitions. RHW2 to RHW4. Whoop, looks like the mouse has to be on the southern side of the alignment. Or not. Okay, well, finally it's cooperating. Maybe I just had to demolish that there. Yeah, that should be fine. The RHW, of course, has to be extended for a slight distance. And the avenue? Well, the avenue actually needs to go a bit further. Alright, got it looking alright. So, over here would probably be a good place to put a couple tulips. So let's see about that. It's not letting me build it for some reason. Well, it seems to work fine now. So let's get those turning lanes right on in there. Type A base network transitions. And type A1 turn lane pieces. And then let's get our T intersection. Is it really gonna not let me do that? No, I got it now. Well, maybe it was being obstreperous because, yeah, I was using the wrong type of tulip piece right there. Need the double right turn markings, of course. Alright, so that should be solid for there. Over here, I think I'm going to immediately replace these residential zones. Yeah, like that should be fine. Over here, looks like I forgot to demolish this farm. You know, because we got this space right there, might as well have a few more of those zones. And now let's figure out how this will hook up. Alright, looks good. So, should probably complete some of these half intersections that got formed by the streets that were touching the old road, and looks like there was only one to fix, so that's cool. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Could I do that though? Nope. So it's gotta be at least back here. That's kind of too, you know, it's in that really bad spot where there's no smooth curve type transition for streets. I think over here would work though, just as far as getting a couple nice 45-degree curves. Yeah, that's good enough, I guess. So, yep, this area is definitely a lot more connected now. As the next step, might as well leave this road as a dead end. Replace some of these dead end zones with residential though. Maybe another commercial zone right there, if I can get it to stay flat. I don't really think I need anything there. Could have some commercial zones right here though. Yeah, I'll go for it. Nice bridge commercial district.